Welcome to I Guess, a show where I hate everything until someone convinces me otherwise. I'm Lex Basile Price, and I think flowers on shoes could be like the new thing, like a croc, but like through the laces. Why not? With me today is the beautiful and hilarious Anne-Marie Yu.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so excited you asked me. Thank you.
But what are you wrong about?
Oh, okay. I am correct about St. Ives face scrub.
Only.
Everything. I'm wrong about everything else, but I am correct about that.
No, St. Ives face scrub, the
thing that everyone tells you, don't you dare, you'll rip your face off and it destroys your skin. Well, look at my skin.
I know, you're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
I recently started a face journey.
Okay.
Because I didn't grow up with acne. I was very lucky.
Okay, brag.
I know. I didn't have braces. I didn't have acne. I only got glasses in my 30s.
Jesus.
But my sister had really bad acne. And so I was aware of that whole process. So I didn't take care of my skin really until the last couple of years. Because I also have a pretty good oily complexion, but never.
No, I was going to say your skin's great, actually.
Well, thank you. So now I literally just do
you take care of it just as a preemptive thing or because you're interested in it, not because you need it to? All of a sudden you have this.
I feel like I'm coming up on 40. Yeah. I should start doing something about it.
Sure.
But it's just a cleanser, a moisturizer, and an eye.
Yeah.
But you're saying St. Ives.
St. Ives face scrub.
Okay. When did this start?
So I am the antithesis of you, except for the braces.
Okay.
I needed glasses ever since I was 10, terrible eyesight. Literally, if I didn't have we were 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my contacts in, you would not exist.
Oh, wow.
I had terrible eyes. Horrible acne as a kid growing up. Just never the braces. But okay, so I always had very oily skin and I always was very active. So I always, I don't know, mentally, I guess it's one of my little things. I could always feel my skin just building up and feeling the oil and feeling all the dry.
You start feeling like a thick layer.
Yes, exactly. And I'm I want to rip off my face.
Yeah.
And so I tested a lot of different scrubs growing up. I actually was a big fan of one of the Neutrogena scrubs.
Sure. That's I feel especially teenage years, that's the go-to.
Literally, the 90s children, right? Neutrogena just all over the commercials.
Yeah.
They knew how to market and
you want a fresh face where you just throw water at it?
Correct. And just all the colors and the brightness. Yeah. Absolutely. So I was a fan of that for a while. And then I had read something that it was it's actually really bad because what the Neutrogena scrub has is lots of tiny little plastic particles.
Microplastics, right? Yeah.
So when you wash it down the sink, that just never goes away. That just builds up in our reservoirs and our planet and whatnot. Whereas a St. Ives scrub is literally sand.
Oh.
But it's natural. It's sand. So it's okay if sand gets
builds
out.
Up.
Yeah, as opposed to microplastics.
See, I think that's another 90s thing that we will never escape is that we are responsible for keeping the earth alive.
Yeah.
Captain Planet. I even read a comic. I was given a comic book of surfers, soul surfers that also fight pollution. I'm that was so the 90s, right?
Absolutely. Recycling was a thing, right? And just paper or plastic. I remember taking our soda bottles to our local grocery store and putting it in the machine and
cutting little rings.
Absolutely. Getting those nickels back, So then so I was always obsessed with scrubbing the grime and dirt and the thick layer that would just build up on my skin. So then I was on the Neutrogena scrub, microplastics bad. So I switched. I was let me try the St. Ives stuff. And I love it. And I have gotten so much flack for it.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Everyone's
it's the worst. Literally they'll point to that particular product being it's terrible for you. It's so rough on your skin. You will absolutely scratch your whole face off if you use it.
Yeah. Isn't there one, maybe it's St. Ives, the peach pit?
Literally the one I use. It's the peach nectar one. And it has a little, another thing in the 90s kids that you'll relate to, the salicylic acid.
Oh,
which is a very acne thing, anti-acne thing. So it has a tiny percentage of that in it too to fight acne. And I literally use it in the morning and night.
That's fascinating.
So I use it twice a day. And everyone is aghast when I tell them this.
Because your skin is amazing.
Thank you so much.
And I would have assumed that would have cost a lot of money.
I don't mean this to be a brag, but it is going to sound like a brag. I was just on set on Tuesday and I was in the hair and makeup trailer and the woman, bless, very kind. I mean, I don't take it for granted, but every time I'm complimented on it, she was just oh my God, your skin's amazing. I don't need to do anything on you. What is your regimen? I'm oh, here we go. You're going to hate me. She's what? And I tell her and she's get out of the trailer right now. And then she literally sends the other makeup artist to be check out her skin. Guess what this bitch uses? I tell her and the other makeup's I you. Like, I hate you. I'm like, I'm sorry. It works for me.
Wow. I'm really flabbergasted, truly, because that's like not what we've been told at any point.
Literally everyone has been, I will say it, brainwashed to believe that this is the worst product for you ever.
Yeah, and that not only is it the worst product, but you need to have a symphony of products.
Yeah.
And that you're saying no.
No, I'm like you, except with the scrub. All I do is I scrub, like do the
Mhm.
St. Ives scrub and then a moisturizer with SPF. That's it. That's literally my routine.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. And so funny. I had this. Okay. So one of my when I was starting into my foray of acting like a very long time ago, because
Mhm.
you and I are about the same age.
Yeah.
One of my first headshot sessions, like I was very young, very green, didn't know anything, was definitely taken by someone in the industry who has taken a lot of people
course.
and taken advantage. And so anyway, this person was hawking one of the photographers. And so I was like, of course, like you were saying this person's great. I'm just going to blindly believe you. So I went on this, I booked for this photographer, paid way too much money for it. Went on the website to like look at what the whole prep, how the process goes and what the prep is. And this photographer had this whole section of literally, don't you dare use St. Ives scrub. And here's why it is so terrible. And I was like, I only say this because it ended up being a terrible session. This photographer was such an asshole.
Sure.
Made me feel so terrible. I paid so much money. My shots were not great. And I'm just like, that should have been red flag number one.
Yeah.
That this photographer dissed my favorite product of all time.
So what you're also saying, though, is I think St. Ives is your like a small little political statement.
Absolutely.
Against all sorts of like pink tax and this like lie that skincare is kind of forcing.
Propagated to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. I wonder if, and I'm going to extrapolate because that's what I do.
Love.
You grew up ice skating.
Yes.
You very scheduled, structured kind of individual.
Yes.
Do you think there is something to that? Like it does what it does?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So it's that same feeling of like, no, I'm going to do it. Who cares if it hurts your
totally.
skin? Okay.
That's so funny you said that because I'll take it a step further. My husband always makes fun of me of how unsexily practical I am. Like everything is just so practical, has a purpose.
Yeah.
You commit to it and you do it, and that is like, and then you get the result. Like boom, like A to B to Z, you know? So absolutely. Like I need to scrape a layer off my skin in the morning after I've slept and after the day's over. St. Ives will do that. It works. I love it.
And just throw water on your face.
Throw water on my face. Little SPF now that I'm getting older. I'm afraid of
SPF,
UV rays and all that.
SPF everyone needs.
Yes.
Literally everyone
Literally
needs.
everyone. We're destroying our planet. It goes back to our planet and we have no more ozone layers.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Though, did you hear recently? Like, we did apparently fix the ozone hole and then kind of ruined it again. But
in COVID, when we didn't do anything for
no,
like a year?
before that.
Oh, really?
It was this, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all the work that we did about like no aerosols, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Actually did reverse a lot of the harm of the ozone.
Good
I think it's going back because corporations are terrible.
Yeah.
But it did work.
Oh, good for us for
millennials.
Yeah.
Once again.
Right, of course. Well, so what's the cleanser you use?
So I use one that I bought for my husband, but he never used it.
Okay.
So then I just was like, well, I have products. So I will say I am not a great brand loyalist.
No, yeah.
For example, I'm currently using a Lush product.
Oh,
that has like seaweed in it, and it's not very abrasive, but it is cleansing.
Okay,
which is because I have, like I said, oily skin, deep pores. Like I just need something. Though for years, I feel like this is very typical of men, but my sister worked at Clinique.
Okay. Ooh.
So that meant I would sometimes get like gift sizes. And for years I used the Clinique facial cleanser, but I didn't really use, and I think maybe
like the bar, like, because Clinique is very famous for like, don't they have like a 3 or 4 step thing?
Yeah, but I never got all that. Okay. I got the tube of the travel size tube of facial cleanser. Yeah. It's just, like I said, I'm relatively new to it. And I hate sometimes bringing up that I don't do that because as you're responsible to it, was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh? You didn't have
hate you.
child? No, I was just extremely homosexual as a child. So that was
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That
I feel like I had my own trauma, I promise you.
Yeah. I also wore overalls and had a penchant to wear a beret or a page boy hat. So I was dealing with a lot of stuff.
Look, the 90s was a hard time for a kid, okay?
Yeah, I had a bowl cut for a really long time.
Oh my God. And just like the hot stars like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears who are wearing like jeans down to their crotches and having the perfect flat stomach. And you're just like, why am I a troll?
I remember looking back thinking like, wow, what a chubby kid. It wasn't. I was just bigger than everyone else because I also hit like 6 foot probably by 5th grade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was the kid in kindergarten. I don't know if your kindergarten was like this, but you sat on the floor and you were usually sat based on your height.
Okay.
By the end of the first couple months of kindergarten, I was in the back row.
Oh my gosh.
Because the other children couldn't see.
Oh.
Which is really devastating.
That is really devastating. I mean, I just have the typical, like, always pick last for gym class. Was so, despite me being a figure skater, I very much in more typical normal sports and gym, horrible at everything. Very much always picked last for gym class. And when I was picked, the kids were like, oh, we have Anne Marie now. Yeah. And, and I'm like, thanks, guys.
Similar vibes for sure. I would like to actually ask you, since we've tiptoed around it, with the ice skating.
Yes.
You still do it, right?
I do.
Okay. And did you compete?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, a little bit. I was never that so this is going to sound very stupid, but like to like the lay person, I am very like advanced. I can do a lot of like things. But in terms of the world of figure skating and competitiveness, like I'm not that great. Again, I'm not because I was never very athletically inclined. I can do a lot of things, but it always took me that much longer to learn each thing than all my peers.
Sure.
So things didn't come easily to me. So I had to work harder for the same things. And because I was also like overweight and not like, gym being picked last, whatever.
Ideal.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is I didn't get that far. So like I maybe had my single jumps,
okay,
some basic spins, but like nowadays you'll see all these crazy combinations and all that stuff. Like I can't do any of that crazy advanced stuff. But yes, I know I did compete a little bit in like high school into college. And then college got too busy my junior, senior year. So I quit for like maybe 10, 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And then came back to it. And like the sport, like the whole
sport had totally evolved.
Like the whole, like the way they engineered boots were different. Like all these different terms. I was like, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist when I was skating. So I was like, it was like a whole thing. But now I am back in it. So.
But I would imagine it's become the most important thing for any performer, which is a resume special skill.
Oh, indeed.
I query that you should perhaps put St. Ives skincare on your special skills.
Oh, I actually love that.
Right?
That's never occurred to me, but I love that.
It serves two purposes.
Okay.
It's kind of like on a writer where you sneak a stupid thing in to make sure they read everything.
Right.
Number two, when they read everything, they're going to go, huh? Excuse me?
Right.
And then you can be like, yes, I get this face from only St. Ives facial scrub.
Yes, I love that because you're right. You do get to like weed out who did read everything or not. But then B, like they'll remember you.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that.
I'm convincing you of
something.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, everyone. Lex has taught me to do something. I'm doing it right now.
This is probably the fastest I've turned around on a topic so far. I am like about to invest in St. Ives stock.
It's also like a drugstore product, like a bottle of it, like a giant normal size bottle, which is like not airplane compliant because it's that big.
Yeah.
Is like $5.
Well, I think and you might agree with this, I think there's this bias against any drugstore product. And obviously, there's a ton out there that are just not good.
Right.
But like, do you also tend to go lean towards that for like makeup or other products as well?
I am very over the map.
Okay.
So if I do my whole face, I obviously have a bunch, like any performer, I have a bunch of things. Like I have an eyebrow pencil and a makeup, eyeshadow palette and a lipstick. And certain things I'm like, I will tend to be more like Ulta and Sephora and higher end brands. But then certain things like my mascara, I'm just like, you know what? My Maybelline one from CVS that's waterproof. And especially in COVID when we're all wearing masks, I'm like, this is the one that keeps the mascara on my face without it running down. So done.
Yeah, I was going to wonder like Maybelline or e.l.f. is kind of there too.
Absolutely. Love e.l.f. I have e.l.f. I actually ran out of my black eyeliner, liquid eyeliner when I was doing a play. And I was in Missouri at the time. So literally the only thing nearby was a 20-minute drive to Walmart. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that was there was e.l.f. And I got the e.l.f. I had to get the e.l.f. and it was great.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's this like push towards, well, that's not good because it's available, because it's cheaper.
Right.
It must be bad for you.
Right.
And apparently simply not.
No.
What would you do though if they announced they were going to stop it?
I wish you could all see like how my body just dropped through the floor right now, everyone. How dare you even suggest that? I really don't know.
Or flip side, they did find out, well, it's not good. Like, so what if it Neutrogena'd?
Okay. Oh. As in like it was bad for the environment?
Yes. That would be hard pressed all these years. Okay.
But I guess I would try. Okay. Honestly, I think I would try to do a little research to see like, could I find a natural product that's like it that
you'd still try, you'd keep going like sideways.
I would try, but also I don't know how hard I try.
You're deep into the St. Ives ecosystem now.
I really am.
Because, yeah, I imagine business could go under any moment.
Oh my God. I think I'd have to learn how to make it myself and just go grab some sand from a beach.
Sand and a peach and just... You know what? I bet you there is.
I bet you there is.
Some TikTok or YouTube that is literally make your own St. Ives.
But now I'm going to probably start real stupid. Isn't there some like basic soap back in the day was just like...
animal fat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so wasn't like the way that you wash your body or scrub your body when you're out in the wild with literally nothing like sand and
I think so.
Like,
yeah.
animal fat. So
you can definitely use sand.
Yeah. That's what I'm using on my face anyway. So.
Do you also do you have one of the, I know this is my new thing that I've like stumbled upon, the African net, the undone loofah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that, I will agree with you, scrubbing your body till it looks raw.
Yeah.
Is it.
I can even go one step further. Do you know the Korean body scrubs?
I've heard of the
Korean
body
okay. You have to. You have to. You go to like Sojo, like those day spas, and if you pay the masseuse woman or person in your respective spa room, you can literally pay for this body scrub where they will scrub, like you feel like you're scrubbing 20 layers of skin off of your entire body. Like it's like baby feet, but for your entire body. And it hurts, it is rough, but I'm a person who loves like the Swedish deep knot massages.
Oh, yeah.
Cause me pain because this will work out all my tension and my problems. So I'm that person. I will preface it with that. But like those body scrubs, it's like you're a new person. You've like lost like 10 pounds because of that's how much gross skin.
Yeah, I think
you have to. So sorry, I was going to say, so growing up, to your point of like the loose loofah thing.
Yeah.
Growing up in a Korean household, we have these like washcloths, but they are like the roughest thing you've ever felt in your life. And it's the same thing, but it's literally just a flat cloth.
Yeah.
But it's like sandpaper. And you can just like lather your soap in it and then like
that same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. I like you need a very heavy massage. And also a lot of that has to do, I have a larger background from when I was younger in dance. So like I have those problems.
There you go.
Including and I don't think skaters deal with this as much, but like my feet are very nice for a dancer.
Right.
But my heels suck.
That's so funny because mine do too, but I don't think it's a general like like I don't think it's the biggest skater problem, but it is a skater problem. And I happen to be one of those skaters where my heels are a problem. But so what specifically are problems with like just like the rough skin?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it splits.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm pretty good about like I grew up using a pumice stone.
Yes.
And still do, but I find that it like isn't
enough.
And so I have now a scraper.
Yeah.
The like weird razor blade in a thing.
Yes.
And it does help.
Yes.
But I feel like I'm needing like...
So did you ever get pedicures? Like go to a salon and get a pedicure in New York City?
I have.
Okay.
But it wasn't something I had growing up.
Right. No, of course.
Yeah. But I have had a pedicure. And it works. It's the same thing where it's like, it's good for like a day.
Yeah.
But it
isn't undoing the hours and hours of torture that we put on our feet. Right.
Exactly.
I only bring it up because I don't get that many pedicures actually, but way back, like we're talking way pre-COVID, they used to like, if your skin was that rough, they would offer like the razor.
Oh yeah.
And now of course they like don't allow that anymore because that's like just so like unsanitary, healthy, all the things, right?
I guess.
But I remember when they would offer it and we'd be like, yeah, please bring it on. Like get this callus off me now.
Yeah, no, I grew up with my mom doing like home. She was a hairdresser, so she did home manicures and pedicures. And so we had a bucket that soaked your feet and then scraped it away.
Absolutely.
So I have my own. It like lives in my office.
Yes, I love that. Wait, have you tried baby feet?
No.
Okay, I haven't either, but my friends have, and they like swear by it.
That's the one that like sloughs off so much, right?
Like to the point that they're like, actually that night, it like hurts to walk on my feet because like they maybe did it for a little too long and it took off just like a little too many layers.
I feel like this is going to inspire this whole new journey of super, super abrasive, but
Lex and I are just going to be these raw pink like gelatin things.
ooh, babies.
Babies.
I love that. I love that. What sign are you, by the way?
Gemini. What about you?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh.
But my sister.
My sister's a Virgo.
Well, that's
There we
probably why
go.
we get along.
Yes.
This new world of gelatin skin.
Absolutely. Scrub it all off, baby. That's what I say. Scrub it all off.
I love it. It's just like, yes, it's St. Ives, but it's actually, let's be real, it's about being as
It's a bigger thing, right?
yeah, it's about being as like scrubbed as possible.
Yes. It's like the world's already terrible. We live in New York City, which is like, Lord knows what grime and filth and disgustingness is on us every fucking second anyway.
I used to live right by Central. I used to live at 112, but our kitchen window opened to Central Park.
Sure.
But we didn't have AC in all the rooms because one of them was on a fire escape. So the amount of pollen and grit and dirt that used to just fly in.
Absolutely.
I didn't have allergies until I moved to New York.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I agree. Maybe it's just New York tough. You got to scrub that away.
I think you do.
With St. Ives.
I think you do. Even just when you're walking by like a newly paved road and just like you said, like when a gust of wind or like a car drives by and you just get like all those like tiny little pebbles and like that whiff of like that horrible, like probably carcinogenic, like, you know, just asphalt in your, I'm just like, now I feel like you're coated in tar or something.
Yeah. So I think what you're saying is that you and I need to just do spa days.
Yes, correct. Get our bodies beaten and scrubbed the F out of.
And just have the best skin of anyone around.
Absolutely.
Okay,
like,
great.
Literally be translucent.
I love this. I love this for us. New friendship achievement blog.
Absolutely.
Aunt Marie, thank you so much.
Oh
for
my
being
God,
here.
Lex, thank you so much for listening to my pitch.
I am here. I want to be a new Lex. I want to be fresh skinned.
I love it.
So I am a new convert to St. Ives. I'm literally like, well, I might need to go. And what's great is it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. Any drugstore.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Where can our listeners find more about you?
Ooh, okay. So I am on Mod Night at UCB.
Great.
My team is returning for a second season, which is lovely. My team is Pony Boy. And our first show will be March 3rd at 7 p.m.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being here. If you want to hear more from me and my lovely guests that I have on the show, please rate, review, and star, I think, on Spotify is what you do. So thank you again.
Thank you for
Anne-Marie.
having me.
Join us next time as we once again prove that my opinion is always correct about everything all of the time.